The clock on Naima's nightstand read 8:47 p.m. 13 minutes. That's all the time she had left before she had to be where she promised herself she'd never go again. Her small bedroom felt like a cage. The cross on the wall seemed to watch her with judgment as she paced. 3 steps to the window, turn. 3 steps to the door, turn, repeat. Her phone sat on her bed, screen illuminated with the message that had been burning into her mind for the past 2 hours. 10 p.m., the address below, don't make me come get you. No name, it didn't need one. She knew exactly who it was from. The same man whose hands had touched her in ways that made her forget her own name. The same man whose dark eyes had promised things that both terrified and thrilled her. The same man she should be running from, not planning to meet. Naima caught her reflection in the mirror above her dresser and barely recognized the girl staring back. She wore a simple navy blue dress, modest with a high neckline, and her silver cross necklace caught the lamplight, a tiny beacon of the faith she felt slipping away with each passing day. Who am I becoming? She whispered to her reflection. Her phone buzzed again. Another message. 9 p.m. Angel. Time is ticking. I'm not a patient man. Her hands trembled as she picked up the phone. Every cell in her body screamed conflicting commands. Run. Stay. Go to him. Hide from him. Pray. Surrender. She dropped to her knees beside her bed, hands clasped so tightly her knuckles ached. God, she whispered desperately, eyes squeezed shut. Please, give me strength. Help me resist this. Help me stay away from him. He's darkness. He's sin. He's everything you warned me about. Her voice cracked. So why can I not stop thinking about him? Why does my body ache for his touch? Why does his voice in my head drown out yours? Silence. God didn't answer. He hadn't answered in days. Naima stood, her decision made not by her mind, but by something deeper, darker, something that whispered in Kang Ji-woo's voice, "You're already mine. You just won't admit it yet." She moved quietly to her window, opened it quietly. She climbed out the window. The address Ji-woo had sent her was in Gangnam, in one of those areas where money spoke louder than laws. Her feet stopped working 10 feet from the address Ji-woo sent her. What am I doing? I shouldn't be here. I should turn around. I should run. Her phone buzzed. I see you, Angel. Don't run. Come inside, and now. She looked around. Where was he? How could he see her? One of his guards walks up to her. He's waiting, the guard said in Korean. Naima stepped inside. The room was smaller than the VIP room from the club, but far more intimate. The furniture was minimal. A black leather couch, a low glass table with a bottle of expensive whiskey, and 2 glasses, and a sound system playing something low and hypnotic that she couldn't name. And there, standing by the window, with his back to her, was Kang Ji-woo. Even from behind, he was devastating. Tall, easily over 6 feet, with broad shoulders that filled out his black suit jacket perfectly. His jet black hair was styled in that textured wolf cut that made him look both polished and dangerous. She could see the edge of his neck tattoo, that intricate Korean dragon, disappearing beneath his white dress shirt collar. He didn't turn around immediately, just stood there, one hand in his pocket, the other holding a glass of whiskey, looking out at his city like a king surveying his kingdom. "You're early," Ji-woo said, his voice that low, dangerous rumble that made her stomach flip. Still, he didn't turn around. "I said 10. It's 9:47. Eager, Angel?" Naima's mouth was dry. I just... Don't stammer. It's unbecoming." Now he turned, and the full force of his presence hit her like a physical thing. God, he was beautiful. Terrifyingly beautiful. His face was all sharp angles, high cheekbones, a jawline that could cut glass, straight nose, and those full lips that shouldn't look as devastating as they did. But it was his eyes that trapped her. Dark, almost black, hooded and intense. They looked at her like she was prey, and he was considering exactly how to devour her. He'd unbuttoned the top 2 buttons of his shirt, revealing the strong column of his throat and the beginning of his tattoo. His sleeves were rolled up to his forearms, showing pale skin, prominent veins, an expensive silver watch that probably cost more than everything Naima owned. He took a slow sip of his whiskey, never breaking the eye contact. "Come here." It wasn't a request. Naima's feet moved forward 3 steps before she caught herself, stopped. Ji-woo's lips curved into that dangerous half smile. Already learning to obey. "Good girl." "I'm not," she started, but her voice came out breathless, weak. "Not what? Not here? Not interested? Not already wet for me?" He set down his glass and began walking toward her with slow, deliberate steps. A predator approaching prey. "Because all of those would be lies, Naima. And I don't like liars." She backed up until her back hit the door. Trapped. He stopped inches from her, so close she could smell his cologne. Something dark and expensive that made her head spin. He was so much taller than her, so much broader. She had to tilt her head back to maintain eye contact. "Please," she whispered, and wasn't even sure what she was begging for. "Just leave me alone. Stay away from me." Ji-woo's expression didn't change. "Is that what you really want, Naima?" She couldn't answer, couldn't breathe. He leaned down, his lips so close to her ear, she felt his breath on her skin. "Because if you really wanted me to stay away..." His hand came up, fingers tracing the line of her jaw with devastating gentleness. "You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have climbed out your window. You wouldn't be trembling right now, wondering if I'm going to kiss you." Her breath caught audibly. He pulled back slightly, looking at her face with something like satisfaction. "That's what I thought." "Okay, pause. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, what are you even doing? This story is about to get so dark, so intense, and so twisted that you do not want to miss a single upload. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on all notifications because part 3 is going to make this look tame. Drop a comment telling me, what time is it where you are? And be honest, do you think Naima can resist him? Or is she already lost? Because I have thoughts and I want to hear yours. Now let's get back to this disaster of forbidden attraction that's about to consume us all. Ji-woo stepped back, creating space between them that somehow felt more intimate than when he'd been close. He walked back to the window, poured himself another drink, then poured a second glass. "Come sit," he said, gesturing to the couch. "I'm not going to attack you, Angel. Where's the fun in that?" Naima's legs felt like water as she moved away from the door. She didn't sit on the couch. Instead, she remained standing, maintaining distance. Ji-woo noticed and laughed. "Smart girl. Keeping your distance, that's good instinct." He sat down on the couch, spreading his arms along the back, completely relaxed, in control. "But it won't save you." "Save me from what?" Her voice was barely a whisper. "From me. From yourself. From what's going to happen between us." He took a sip of whiskey. "Tell me something, Naima. Are you scared of me?" She wanted to lie, wanted to say no, to seem strong. But something about those dark eyes demanded truth. "Yes. Good. You should be." His expression didn't change, but something flickered in his eyes. Approval? Satisfaction? "Do you know who I am? What I am?" You're Kang Ji-woo. You run..." She struggled with the word. "Operations in Gangnam." His laugh was cold. "Operations. That's a polite way to put it." He leaned forward, elbows on his knees. "Let me educate you, Angel, since you're being so delicate with your words. I'm a criminal, a murderer. I run drugs, weapons, women, and anything else that makes money. I've killed men for looking at me wrong. Last week, one of my dealers tried to skim off the top. You know what I did?" Naima shook her head, eyes wide. "I fed him to dogs, alive, while his family watched." He said it so casually, like discussing the weather. "Then I gave his family money for their loss and a warning, betray me again. Same fate." Horror washed over her face. "That's who I am, Naima. I don't do mercy. I don't do forgiveness. I don't do second chances. He stood up, walked toward her again. And I certainly don't do love. That last word hit her like a slap. She hadn't been thinking about love, or at least she'd been trying not to. But hearing him say it so definitively, "Then what do you want from me?" she asked, proud that her voice only shook slightly. "That's the right question." He circled her slowly, a shark circling prey. "What do I want from innocent little Naima, the pastor's niece, the good church girl who crossed herself before climbing out her window tonight?" She flushed. He'd seen that. "I want you, Angel. Your body, your surrender, your corruption." He stopped in front of her. "I want to break you piece by piece until you forget you were ever that girl who prayed before bed." "I'll never is a long time." His hand came up, tucked a stray braid behind her ear. The gesture was gentle, at odds with his words. "And I'm a patient man when I want something badly enough." "Why me?" The question burst out of her. "You could have anyone. Beautiful women. Why you?" He tilted his head, considering. "Because you're exactly my type, Angel. Beautiful black skin, curves that make my hands itch, and those eyes. God, those eyes that still have innocence in them. I love corrupting innocence." The way he said it made her stomach turn, but also made heat pool low in her belly. "You're sick," she whispered. "Yes," he agreed easily. "I'm twisted, sick, fucked up in every way. And I'm going to twist you up with me until you can't remember which way is up." He walked back to the couch, sat down, spread his legs in a way that was deliberately provocative. "Now, come here and sit with me. We're going to talk." "I don't want to, Naima." His voice dropped to a dangerous register. "I can be gentle, or I can be forceful. Your choice. But you're going to sit on this couch with me, and we're going to have a conversation. Choose now." Her legs moved before her mind gave permission. She sat on the far end of the couch, as far from him as possible. He smiled like he'd won. "See? You can follow instructions. That's going to be important later." "I'm not going to..." "Shh." He held up a finger. "Let's play a game. I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to answer honestly, every lie, and I get to touch you, anywhere I want." Her eyes went wide. "That's not fair. Life isn't fair, Angel. Now, first question." He took a sip of whiskey, those dark eyes never leaving her face. "Did you think about me today?" Silence. The truth was yes. She'd thought about him constantly, in prayer, trying to pray him away. In class at the chapel, his voice drowning out Uncle Solomon's sermon. In the shower, her hands touching herself where his had touched and hating herself for it. But she couldn't say that. "That's a lie by omission," Ji-woo said, standing up. "You know what that means." "No, wait." But he was already crossing to her, sitting down right next to her, so close his thigh pressed against hers. His hand, those long pale fingers, settled on her knee, just rested there. The contrast between his ivory skin and her deep brown skin was stark, beautiful, wrong. "Fine," she gasped, trying to push his hand away. It didn't move. "Yes, I thought about you. Are you happy now?" His smile was dark satisfaction. "Very. See how much easier honesty is?" He removed his hand, but stayed close. "Next question. When you think about me, what do you think about?" She couldn't answer this. Couldn't admit that she thought about his hands, his voice, the way he'd looked at her in the car like she was something precious and terrifying at the same time. "Lying again," he murmured, and this time his hand moved to her face, cupping her jaw with shocking gentleness. "Your mind goes to that car, doesn't it? When my hand was on your thigh, when you were moaning my name. I didn't, you did, and you wanted more. Admit it." Tears of shame burned her eyes. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes. I think about it, and I hate myself for it." His thumb stroked her cheek, wiping away a tear that had escaped. "Don't hate yourself, Angel. Hate me, but don't deny what your body wants." "My body wants what my soul shouldn't give," she said, and the truth of it cracked something in her chest. For the first time, Ji-woo's expression changed. Something flickered there, too fast to name. Surprise? Respect? Then it was gone, replaced by that predatory hunger. Your soul will learn to compromise, he said. Now, final question for tonight. Do you touch yourself when you think about me? No. The word came out too fast, too defensive. Liar. His hand moved from her face to her neck, fingers resting on her pulse point. Your heart just sped up. Your pupils dilated. Your breath caught. All signs of a lie. I pray when I think about you, she said desperately. I pray for God to take these thoughts away, to cleanse me. And does he? Ji-woo's voice was almost gentle. Does he answer? Does he take away the ache I left in you? Silence. That's what I thought. He leaned closer, his lips nearly touching her ear. Maybe he is silent because this, his hand tightened slightly on her neck, is exactly where you're meant to be. No, she whispered, but it sounded like a prayer, not a denial. Yes. His lips brushed her ear, not quite a kiss. You feel it, don't you? This pull between us, this darkness calling to something in you that you've been fighting your whole life. His words were wrong, twisted, evil, but they resonated with something deep inside her that terrified her to acknowledge. I'm not dark, she protested weakly. No, he agreed, but you're drawn to it, to me. And I'm going to be the one who shows you all those dark desires you've been praying away, Naima. I'm going to teach your body to crave sin more than salvation. He pulled back, released her, stood up, and walked back to the window, leaving her gasping, flushed, aching. That's enough for tonight, he said casually, like he hadn't just shattered her. I don't want to break you too fast. Where's the fun in that? She stared at him, confused by the sudden distance. Her body was screaming for him to come back, to touch her again. Her mind was screaming at her body to shut up. This was the torment, the push and pull, the way he'd give her a taste and then pull back, leaving her wanting more. Someone will drive you home, Ji-woo said, without turning around. Same time, 2 nights from now. Don't be late. I'm not coming back, she said, but even she didn't believe it. Yes, you are. He turned, those dark eyes seeing straight through her. Because now you know what it feels like when I touch you. And you'll spend the next 2 days remembering, craving, hating yourself. But you'll come back. I'll pray. Pray all you want, angel. Your God stopped listening the moment you saw what you shouldn't see, and you stood there staring. He smiled, and it was the devil's own smile. You're mine now. You just don't know it yet. The guard from earlier appeared at the door, silent, efficient. Naima stood on shaking legs, walked toward the exit. At the doorway, she looked back. Ji-woo was still at the window, his back to her, swirling whiskey in his glass. He looked like a king in his dark tower, surveying a kingdom built on blood and sin. Ji-woo, she said quietly. He didn't turn. Yes, Angel. Why am I really here? What do you actually want from me? Long silence. Then, I want to see how long it takes innocence to break. You're an experiment, Naima. A beautiful, fascinating experiment. The words should have hurt. They did hurt. But beneath the hurt was something darker. A thrill that she mattered, even as an experiment. That someone like him noticed her at all. God, what's wrong with me? She left without another word. The car waiting outside was a black BMW, sleek and expensive. The driver stood by the passenger door, and her heart stopped. Tae-hyung, Ji-woo's right-hand man, the one who'd burst into the VIP room that first night, looked different in the dim street lighting. Less severe. His angular face had softened slightly, his dark eyes holding something like concern as they swept over her. Miss Williams, he said formally, opening the back door. I'll take you home. Naima slid into the back seat, suddenly exhausted. The leather was soft, the car warm. As Tae-hyung pulled away from the curb, she stared out the window at Seoul passing by. Neon lights, late-night crowds, a city that never slept. They drove in silence for 10 minutes. Then, Naima's voice was quiet. Does he talk about me? Tae-hyung's eyes found hers in the rearview mirror. Miss Williams, I don't think... Please, I just need to know. Does he talk about me? What does he say? A long pause. Then, sometimes. What does he say? Tae-hyung's jaw tightened. Things I shouldn't repeat to you. That answer told her everything and nothing. She wrapped her arms around herself, suddenly cold despite the car's heat. Why did you come tonight? Tae-hyung asked suddenly. She looked up, met his eyes in the mirror. They were concerned, genuinely, curious. So different from Ji-woo's predatory stare. I don't know, she admitted. He told me to come, and I couldn't not come. Are you attracted to him? The question was so direct, it stunned her. What? Are you attracted to Kang Ji-woo? Do you feel something for him? Tae-hyung's voice was careful, like he was approaching something dangerous. I need to know, because if you are, I need to tell you some things. Things that might save you. Naima's hands twisted in her lap. I don't know what I feel. I'm terrified of him. He's a monster. He told me himself. He's cruel and dangerous and everything I should run from. But, Tae-hyung prompted, but when he touches me, I forget all of that. When he looks at me, I feel seen, like I matter. Like I'm not just the pastor's niece or the good church girl or the African outsider. I'm just me. And he wants me. Someone finally notices the church girl. Her voice cracked. Why would someone like him want someone like me? Tae-hyung pulled over suddenly, onto a quiet side street. He turned in his seat to look at her directly. Naima, he said, and his use of her first name startled her. I'm going to tell you something, and I need you to really hear me. Okay? She nodded, throat tight. Ji-woo is my boss. My brother in every way that matters. I'd die for him, without hesitation. He paused, choosing words carefully. But he doesn't feel things the way normal people do. Love, connection, empathy, and they're not in his vocabulary. He does obsession, possession, control. But love? No. Each word was a small knife. So you're beautiful. You're exactly his type. And you're a challenge. He likes breaking beautiful things. Tae-hyung's expression was pained. I'm not telling you this to hurt you. I'm telling you because someone needs to, before you fall for someone who can't catch you. Tears burned Naima's eyes. Then why are you working for him? Because he saved my life when we were kids. Because he's my family. Because I owe him everything. Tae-hyung's voice was raw. But I don't have to like everything he does. And what he's doing to you? I don't like it. They sat in heavy silence. Seoul's lights flickered through the car windows. A city of millions. And Naima had never felt more alone. He told me tonight that maybe this is my fate, she whispered. That maybe I'm meant to be in the darkness with him. No. Tae-hyung's voice was fierce. You're meant for light, for goodness, for someone who deserves you. Not, he stopped himself. Not him? Not him. But as Tae-hyung pulled back onto the road, as they drove the remaining distance in thick silence, Naima couldn't help thinking, if I'm meant for light, why does darkness feel like coming home? They stopped 3 blocks from the chapel, as Tae-hyung somehow knew to do. The streets here were quiet, residential, nothing like the neon-soaked Gangnam they'd left behind. Thank you, Naima said, quietly, hand on the door handle. Naima. She turned back. Tae-hyung looked at her. If you need help, if things go too far, if you want out, call me. He held out a card with a phone number, not as his man, as someone who doesn't want to see another good person destroyed. She took the card, fingers brushing his. The touch was electric in a completely different way than Ji-woo's, gentler, safer, but no less powerful. Why do you care? She asked. He opened his mouth, closed it, then settled on, because someone should. Naima got out of the car, watched it drive away. Then she walked the 3 blocks home, each step feeling like walking toward her own sentencing. 2 nights later, Naima climbed out her window again. This time, there was no internal debate, no prayer vigil. She'd spent 48 hours trying to pray Ji-woo out of her system. but every prayer turned into memories of his touch. Every hymn in chapel drowned in the echo of his voice. Maybe this is where you're meant to be. She touched herself last night, alone in her bed, and hated herself while also coming apart to fantasies of those pale hands on her dark skin. When she'd finished, she'd cried and prayed and asked God why he'd made her this way. Drawn to a man who was pure evil, God, just like before, hadn't answered. Ji-woo was waiting in the same room, same position by the window. But this time when she entered, he turned immediately. "You came back," he said. And there was satisfaction in his voice that made her stomach flip. "I knew you would. I shouldn't be here, but you are." He crossed to her in 3 long strides. And this time, you came faster. Didn't even hesitate at the door. Progress. Before she could respond, he pulled her against him. One hand around her waist, the other cupping the back of her head. She gasped at the sudden contact, her hands automatically coming up to his chest to push him away. But she didn't push. Just felt the hard muscle beneath his shirt, the rapid beat of his heart that said maybe he wasn't as controlled as he seemed. "Tonight," he murmured against her ear, "we're going to push boundaries. I'm going to touch you, and you're going to let me. Because if you don't..." His hand tightened in her hair, not painful, but possessive. "I'll stop, and you'll spend the next week aching for what you denied yourself. That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair, Angel." His lips brushed her neck, not quite a kiss. "Fair would be me leaving you alone. Fair would be you never seeing me again. But we're past fair now. We're into want, need, obsession." He walked her backward until her legs hit the couch and she fell sitting. He knelt in front of her, this powerful, dangerous man, on his knees between her legs, and looked up at her with those dark, hypnotic eyes. "I'm going to take off your shoes," he said calmly. "Then I'm going to touch your legs, your thighs, higher and higher until you're begging me to stop or begging me not to. Either way, you're going to beg tonight. I won't." His hands were already on her ankle, sliding off her simple black heel. Then the other. His touch was shockingly gentle as his fingers traced up her calf, over her knee, sliding beneath the hem of her dress to her thigh. Naima's breath came in short gasps. "Please." "Please what?" His fingers drew small circles on her inner thigh, not moving higher, just teasing. "Please stop." Or "Please don't stop." She couldn't answer because she didn't know which she wanted more. His other hand joined the first, both sliding higher, pushing her dress up. She grabbed his wrists but didn't push them away, just held on like she was drowning, and he was simultaneously the anchor and the storm. "Your skin," he murmured, almost to himself. "So fucking perfect. Do you know what it does to me, seeing my pale hands on your dark skin? The contrast? It's like art, like sin and salvation touching." "Stop talking," she gasped. "Why? Does it turn you on when I describe what I'm going to do to you?" His fingers were so high now, so close to where she ached. "Does it make you wet when I tell you that I'm going to taste you, Angel? That I'm going to make you scream my name loud enough to shatter that faith you cling to?" "Ji-woo," his name was a plea. "Say it again, like you need me." "Ji-woo, please." "Please what, Naima? Use your words. Beg me properly." But she couldn't cross that line. Even as her body screamed for him to touch her, to finish what he'd started, her mind clung to some vestige of who she'd been before that bathroom. Before him. "Not yet," she whispered. "I can't." For a moment, frustration flashed across his face. Then he pulled his hands back, stood up, left her trembling and aching on the couch. "You will," he said with absolute certainty. "Maybe not tonight, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, Angel. Soon you'll beg so prettily for me." He walked to the window, dismissing her. Same time, 2 nights from now. Naima left on shaking legs, her body screaming at her for stopping him, her soul whispering that she'd made the right choice. But the line between right and wrong was getting blurrier every time she saw him. The pattern was set now. Every other night, she climbed out her window. Every other night, Tae-hyung drove her home. Every other night, she fell deeper into whatever twisted thing this was with Ji-woo. And every morning, she prayed harder, begged God to save her from this, to take away these feelings, to help her stop climbing out that window. But God stayed silent. Or maybe, and this terrified her most, maybe God was watching and waiting to see which side of her would win. The light or the dark. The faithful girl or the woman awakening to desires she'd never known existed. Uncle Solomon noticed something was wrong, started watching her more closely, started locking doors earlier, started asking questions about where she'd been, why she looked tired, why she jumped when he spoke. She lied, got better at it, hated herself more. And through it all, Tae-hyung watched, drove her home, talked to her in that quiet, careful way, never touching her beyond opening the car door. But his eyes said things he wouldn't speak aloud. She started looking forward to those drives as much as she looked forward to seeing Ji-woo. Maybe more, because with Ji-woo, she felt alive but terrified. With Tae-hyung, she felt seen and safe. But safe was boring. Safe didn't make her heart race. Safe didn't consume her thoughts. Darkness did. And Kang Ji-woo was the darkest thing she'd ever known. One night, she dropped into her room as silently as possible, pulled up the makeshift sheet rope, closed the window. The lamp flicked on. Uncle Solomon sat in the chair by her door, hands folded, face carved from stone. Naima's heart stopped. "Uncle, where were you?" Not a question, a demand. "I couldn't sleep. I went for a walk." "Don't lie to me." His voice cracked like thunder. "I checked your room at midnight. You were gone. I searched the chapel, the streets." His voice broke. "I thought you were dead, Naima. I thought someone had taken my niece." "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I just needed air. You climbed out your window like a thief, like someone with something to hide." He stood, and she'd never seen him so angry. "I went outside, saw a car drop you off 3 blocks away. A fancy car, a man inside." Oh God, he'd seen Tae-hyung. Who is he, Naima? Who are you seeing in the middle of the night? It's not what you think. Then tell me what it is. Because from where I'm standing, my good, faithful niece has been sneaking out to see some man, lying to me, betraying my trust. Like you betray everyone's trust? The words exploded out of her. Silence. Uncle Solomon's face went pale. "What did you say?" "I know about the money, Uncle." Tears streamed down her face. "I know about Mrs. Yoon. I know the donations aren't really donations. I know you're laundering money through the chapel, through God's house." He staggered like she'd hit him. "Naima, don't." She was shaking now, with weeks of suppressed rage pouring out. "Don't you dare lecture me about sin and betrayal when you're doing the exact same thing. When you stand in that pulpit every week and preach about righteousness while you're taking dirty money. At least I know what I'm doing is wrong. At least I'm honest about being corrupted. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. You want to control me, keep me innocent, keep me pure, but you're not pure. You're just as tainted as the world you're trying to protect me from." She was screaming now. "So don't you dare correct me when you're no better than me." Uncle Solomon's face went through 100 emotions: shock, shame, anger, hurt. Finally, he whispered, "I did it for you." "What?" "The money, all of it." He sank back into the chair. "I did it for you, Naima. When you lost the scholarship, I panicked. I couldn't send you to university on church donations alone. I couldn't let you waste your potential. So, when Mrs. Yoon offered, I said yes." Naima's anger faltered. "Uncle, I know it's wrong. I know I'm a hypocrite. I know God sees my sin every day." His voice cracked. "But I couldn't lose you too. Not after losing your mother. Not after raising you alone for 10 years. If dirty money was what it took to give you a future, I'd sell my soul." They stared at each other across the small room, 2 people drowning in their own compromises. "So yes," Uncle Solomon said quietly, "I'm a sinner. I'm a hypocrite. I'm not the saint you thought I was. He looked at her with infinite sadness. But I'm trying to save you from making my mistakes. That man you're seeing, whoever he is, he's pulling you into darkness. I can see it on your face, in your eyes. You're losing your light, Naima. Maybe I never had light to begin with, she whispered. Maybe I've always been meant for the dark. Don't say that. It's true. Every time I pray, I feel nothing. Every time I ask God for help, he's silent. But when I'm with... She stopped herself. With who? Uncle Solomon stood. Tell me his name. No. Naima? No, you don't get to know. You lost that right when you became a hypocrite. She was crying now. At least I'm honest about my sins. Uncle Solomon's face hardened. Then I'm making a new rule. You will work at the chapel every day. No more free time. No more nights out. And you will enroll at university, starting next week. I already paid your tuition. Naima's eyes widened. What? You lost the scholarship, yes. But you can still attend as a regular student. I have the money now. His voice was bitter. Blood money, as you call it. But it will give you the education you deserve. I don't want your dirty money. Too bad. You're going to university. You're going to have a future. And you're going to stop seeing whoever that man is before he destroys you completely. You can't control me. I'm your guardian. As long as you live under this roof, you follow my rules. They glared at each other, an impasse of two people who loved each other but could no longer understand each other. Fine, Naima said coldly. I'll go to university. I'll work at your hypocrite chapel. But you can't control who I see. You can't control my heart. Maybe not, but I can try to save your soul. Uncle Solomon moved to the door. This conversation isn't over, but for tonight, get some sleep. You look exhausted. He left, closing the door quietly behind him. Naima collapsed on her bed, emotionally shattered. Everything was falling apart. Her uncle knew she was lying. She was starting university with money earned from crime. And worst of all, she couldn't even regret it because all she could think about was when she'd see Ji-woo again. God, where are you? She prayed desperately. Why won't you answer me? Why won't you save me from this? Silence. Always silence. Maybe Uncle Solomon was right. Maybe she was losing her light. Or maybe, more terrifying, maybe there had never been as much light there as everyone thought. 1 week later, Seoul National University was overwhelming. Huge campus, thousands of students. Everyone seeming to know exactly where they were going except her. Naima clutched her schedule, trying to find her first class, Introduction to International Relations. She was pursuing political science. Uncle Solomon's choice, not hers, but she hadn't fought it. What did it matter anyway? Nothing felt real anymore. She hadn't seen Ji-woo in a week. Uncle Solomon had been watching her like a hawk, making her sleep at the chapel in a guest room where there were no windows to climb out of. She'd been cut off, isolated, and going through withdrawal like a junkie. Because that's what she was, wasn't it? Addicted to a man who was poison. She finally found her classroom, slid into a seat near the back. The other students were mostly Korean. A few international students scattered throughout. They all looked so normal, so focused on education and futures. Not like her, haunted, exhausted, barely holding herself together. The lecture started. Naima tried to pay attention, but her phone buzzed in her pocket. She pulled it out under the desk. Unknown number. Miss me, Angel? Her heart stopped. Ji-woo. How did he even know she was at university? Had he been watching her? Naima. How did you know I'm here? Ji-woo. I know everything about you. Where you go, what you do, who you talk to. The possessiveness should have scared her. Instead, it made heat curl in her belly. Naima. My uncle is watching me. I can't see you. Ji-woo. That's adorable, like locks ever stopped me. I'll pick you up after your classes today. 3 p.m., don't make me come find you. Naima. You can't just show up at my university. Ji-woo. Watch me. She spent the rest of the lecture panicking. He couldn't come here. Not to her school. not where people could see. At 3:04 p.m., Naima walked out of her last class to find chaos. Students everywhere were staring, whispering, backing away from something near the front gates. She pushed through the crowd and her heart stopped. A black Maybach sat at the curb, sleek, expensive, completely out of place among the student vehicles. And leaning against it, arms crossed, wearing a perfectly tailored black suit that probably cost more than most people's yearly salary, was Kang Ji-woo. He wasn't alone. 3 bodyguards flanked him, huge men in black suits who looked like they could break spines with their bare hands. They kept curious students at a distance with just their presence. The whispers were everywhere. Is that Kang Ji-woo? The Mafia boss from Gangnam? What's he doing here? Who did he come for? Should we call security? Are you insane? You don't call security on him. Security calls him. Ji-woo's eyes scanned the crowd with predatory precision until they landed on her. His expression didn't change, but something flickered in those dark eyes. Satisfaction. Possession. He raised one hand and crooked a finger. Come here. Every instinct screamed at Naima to run, to hide, to disappear into the crowd. But her legs carried her forward like she was on strings and he was the puppeteer. The crowd parted for her, students backing away, giving her terrified, pitying looks. They knew. They all knew now. Whoever she'd been before, the anonymous new student, the quiet girl, that person was gone. Now, she was the girl connected to Kang Ji-woo, the girl marked by darkness. She stopped 3 feet from him, very aware of hundreds of eyes on them. What are you doing here? She hissed. Picking up my girl from school. He said it loud enough for nearby students to hear, claiming her, publicly. Problem? You can't just, people are staring, let them stare. He pushed off the car, invaded her space, and before she could react, he pulled her close and kissed her, right there, in front of everyone. His kiss was possessive, claiming, designed to send a message. When he pulled back, he made sure his words carried, I'll pick you up after classes, every day. Get used to it. Then he opened the car door. Get in. I can't. Uncle will. He already knows you're seeing someone. Might as well be honest. His voice dropped to that dangerous register. Get in the car, Naima, or I'll carry you in. Your choice. She got in the car. As they drove away, she looked back to see hundreds of students watching. Some looked terrified, some looked envious. All of them would remember, she was no longer just Naima Williams, the pastor's niece. She was Kang Ji-woo's woman. And there was no going back from that. In the car. That was a spectacle, Naima said, voice shaking with anger and something else. Everyone saw. Everyone knows now. Good. Ji-woo sat beside her in the back seat, his driver up front. Now no one will touch you. No one will talk to you. No one will even look at you wrong, because they'll know you're mine. I'm not your property, aren't you? He turned to face her fully. You've been sneaking out to see me, lying to your uncle, compromising everything you believe in. If you're not mine, Angel, then why do you keep coming back? They say the devil doesn't come to you with horns and a tail. He comes as everything you've ever wanted. Beautiful, irresistible, inevitable, and by the time you realize you've sold your soul, you're already his. Wait, stop, hold everything. Did Kang Ji-woo just say, if you're not mine, then why do you keep coming back? And she couldn't answer. She sat there, in that car, surrounded by his world, marked by his kiss in front of hundreds of people. And she had no answer, because he's right. She is his. And the most terrifying part, she knows it. Let me ask you something. What time is it where you are right now? Because I need to know I'm not the only one losing their mind at whatever ungodly hour this is. Drop the time in the comments and let me know. Are you Team Forbidden, love or not? Because here's what we just watched. A girl who climbs out windows to meet the devil himself. A girl who knows she's being corrupted, knows she's losing herself, knows this will destroy her, And she keeps going back, every single time. He told her he doesn't do love. He told her he wants to break her piece by piece. He told her she's just another black girl for his collection, a fantasy. And she still got in that car. Tae-hyung warned her. Uncle Solomon tried to stop her. God himself seems to be screaming at her through silence to run, but she can't. Because darkness has already wrapped its hands around her throat, and she's calling it love. Or is it truly love wrapped in darkness? Now answer me this. 1. Is Naima being brave or self-destructive? 2. Is this love or addiction? 3. Is Ji-woo capable of feeling anything? Or is Tae-hyung right? He's just broken beyond repair. 4. Speaking of Tae-hyung, did you see how he looked at her? Because someone should care. Someone should care. But you think Tae-hyung feels something else for her? Here's what I need from you right now. Comment 1. Team Ji-woo or Team Tae-hyung? Don't give me neither. Choose.